Good morning to everyone. We'll start with our session GIS applications in civil engineering. Okay. So why this session? Why this session is important and why I'm taking this session is because GIS software market was valued about 821 crore in 2018, and it is projected to reach 2,912 crore by 2026. So there is a huge increase in market for GIS softwares. Okay, if you look at the first graph by function, what is the market of GIS? Okay, mapping, surveying, it is having more market. Then it goes to location-based services, GPS, that what we use, and its application in GIS. Then navigation and telematics. Okay, navigation that generally these in transportation that we use, and other different functions. Okay, if you look at the second graph by end user, okay, by end user, you can see that there is huge increase from 2018 to 2026. Okay, there is a huge increase in construction, utilities, transportation, and logistics. Okay, so that increase in GIS market, uh, that is why GIS is important. That is why we are taking this particular session. The anticipated market of GIS is in transportation, logistics sector, development of smart city projects, and urban planning. All of you are aware that there are smart city projects are going on, and to develop those smart city projects, the very initial part is first mapping, and that map should be interactive, and that is why GIS. Okay, there is an increasing demand of spatial data across the India, because we are still having lacking with the spatial data, availability of spatial data. Okay, I will speak that in next slide. So what are content of this session is what is GIS components, advantages and disadvantages of GIS, applications of GIS in civil, what are softwares, I will give you the list, what are softwares available in GIS, what are career prospects in general, and we have IRS ISRO Outreach Center. I will give some detail about that particular center. Okay. So what is GIS? It is a geographical information system. Generally, when we talk, we relate GIS directly to the software. Okay. But GIS is a system. Okay. And interestingly, this particular system is developed during 1855. The first person to do this particular geographic information system was John Snow. Interestingly, he has prepared this particular system without software, on paper only. He has designed this system on paper during epidemic of cholera. Okay, so whatever situation we are presently living in, that particular situation was there in England. There was a plague epidemic, and to find out its sources, John Snow, he was a physician, and he has marked all the points where there is an outbreak of cholera in UK. Okay, and based on that, he identified that majority of the locations are near to river, and based on that, he has suggested that this particular cholera outbreak is from water. Okay, so interestingly, for this situation, GIS developed from this type of epidemic. Okay, if you go by the definition, GIS is an organized collection of computer hardware, software, geographic data, personally designed to effectively capture, store, update, manipulate, analyze, and display all forms of geographically referenced data. Okay, geographically referenced data. This is what is GIS. Whatever information which we have spatially and the attribute data, that can be represented in a very well mannered. Okay, This particular system is used extensively nowadays, okay? Particularly in civil engineering, there are tremendous applications of this particular system. Okay? This GIS is associated mostly with the remote sensing techniques. Whatever Patil sir said, those remote sensing techniques are associated with the GIS. From this remote sensing technique, we get the satellite images. That particular satellite image that you are looking in this slide, this is your Google Map. Okay, I'm sure many of you have used Google Map in your mobile. Many of you have carried out this particular analysis. I would say it as an analysis that from your location, how your location is identified. It is from GPS that is inbuilt in your mobile. It identified your location and you type the destination here. Okay, and that particular Google Map will give you the route, that will give you the time required to reach that particular location and the distance. Okay, whatever in background, whatever you are looking the actual ground, okay, this is the satellite data. Okay, whatever satellite imageries that received to Google, they are projected here. Okay, and these road networks, okay, these road networks are prepared in GIS. Okay, and by this analysis, Google Map will give you the distance. Okay, because everything in Google Map is reference to the geographic coordinate system. So you are getting the distances, you are getting the time, because it compute on from which how you are traveling, by car, by bike, by walk, or by train. Okay, and there is another one system that generally we use is traffic update. Okay, many of you are aware that Google gives you the traffic update at particular location, how is the traffic, uh, which route you can adopt. Okay, all these things are born through the GIS. Okay, so we are using GIS very commonly, very extensively. Okay, but we don't know its backbone, how it is prepared, what exactly its process. Okay, so this GIS is associated with remote sensing and the GPS. Okay, what are components of GIS? First and very much important is hardware. You should have a good configuration desktop, laptop. You should have scanner so that you can scan the uh, previous topo sheets, previous maps, and you can digitize those map later on. Okay, so you have those computer, you have you should have network and other peripheral devices. Okay, software. Okay, GIS, Geographic Information System, now require a software. Okay, all the work is carried out in that software, and you can process different functions. Right. So GIS software, there should be one database software which store the data, which can manage the data. Okay. Then there should be some network software. Now, GIS software having all these different software combiningly nowadays. Right. Data. This is the most important component in GIS. Data. Data availability is very important. Okay. So there are different types of data, vector data, whatever the data which is prepared in GIS software, those are vector data. I would, in common sense, we will say it as a digital data, right? Raster data, whatever scan map, scan image you are taking in the GIS, that becomes the raster data, image data, and attribute data, right? If you go in Google Map in your mobile, if you click at particular location, for example, if you click at the GIT, it will give you the link, it will give you the information. Okay, there will be one dialog box, GIT, its hours of working, its rating, its review, and its website, its contact number. Whatever that is coming, it is the data that is attributed, that is connected to that particular location. Okay, that data is attribute data. different methods, different analysis that you carry out, different methods that you have, procedure that you have to adopt, and obviously the people who are working on GIS. Okay, there are administrator for software and for data that you are using, satellite data that you are using. There should be some administrators. Okay, managers, GIS technicians, then application experts, end user like us. What a civil engineer will use, he will become the end user and consumer. Okay, so these are the five important components of the GIS. What are advantages and disadvantages of GIS? Okay, I am not only talking about advantages, I will also discuss about disadvantages. Okay, advantage, quick representation. Just like Patil sir said, if you have a large project going on and if you have to present all the details of that project on a single map, can you use a paper? No. Can you use a regular mapping process? No. You have to have something interactive, something more user friendly map which show all the details. So if you prepare a layer by layer map, then it will be easy and it will be very quick to represent your particular project in the map. Better management, if you carry out different analysis, different queries in GIS, that will give you the different management. Okay, for day-to-day life, if you use example of Google map, that will give you better management. It is showing at this particular location there is a huge traffic, so you can go by this different route. What you are doing, you are managing your transport, so that better management can be carried out in GIS. Advanced spatial analysis, the same I'm talking about. You can carry out different analysis. I will speak in detail in applications. Better visualization of data, whatever data that you are having, it can be visualized very uh, easily and very better. 3D modeling that you can carry out. Okay, there are different software that will give you the 3D modeling of the data. What are disadvantages? Less accuracy for very large scale map. Large scale map means a map which is showing small details, minor details. Okay. For example, if you want to carry out the survey of gut numbers in a small village, right? If you go by the GIS, there will be less accuracy. If you take the GPS points, there are errors in GPS. So that error will reflect in your GIS. So that particular accuracy will be comparatively less. Inaccuracy will be high compared to your total station and your regular surveying method. Okay, but if you want to go for the small scale map, if you want to cover the large area, in that case you can go for the GIS, because there you will be having limitations to the your total station and different surveying equipment. Okay. Next disadvantage is lack of data availability. Now, this is not disadvantage of GIS software I am talking about. This is disadvantage of the overall system, that we are having very limited data availability. Okay. Uh, uh, if you compare with the advanced countries, they are having very much data which is freely available to the users. But in India, limited data is available, freely available to users. Many data you have to purchase from either Survey of India or ISRO. There are different portals are available from which you can get the data, but that need to be purchased. Okay, so we have some restrictions over data, and therefore there is no such a huge scale of data available for our study, and some software are costly. If you take example of ArcGIS, okay, it is something around 1.5 lakh for single user. So there are some softwares. ArcGIS is one of the most famous software for GIS, which is a purchase software. But there are some software which are freeware, through which you can carry out same analysis that ArcGIS carry out with limited functions. Okay. Now, Application of GIS in civil engineering. There are n number of applications. There are almost in every field of civil engineering. There is an application of GIS. Okay, I will give you some small examples, some simple examples, so that you can understand how this GIS can be applicable. The more commonly is in project management, GIS is applicable right from the planning to design and construction stage. In all these three stages, the GIS is applicable. Okay. Obviously, project management and its component is altogether a very different aspect. So I cannot go in very much detail of that project management. I will go directly to the fields. Okay. Surveying. As Patil sir explained you how surveying can be carried out by using total station or dumpy level and whatever equipment that you have. Okay. But if you want to carry out surveying for 1 square kilometer area with a hill which is having height of 400 meter, if you have to prepare a contour from 0 meter to 400 meter, and if you have total station, it will take with skilled labor, it will take obviously 1 day or half day if they work very prominently, and if you devote your entire time for the surveying, then you can complete it in half a day. Okay, but if you have GIS software, if you have the data available, you can create contour map of that particular region in almost 5 minutes. This is what is the usefulness of GIS in surveying. Obviously, the field is developed from the surveying, so there are number of applications in surveying to prepare a map, to represent a map, to get your position, to represent your position, to take a distance, to compute the slopes. All these things can be carried out in GIS, subject to availability of good quality of data. Okay. In water resource and environmental engineering, there are a number of applications. For example, the pipe water supply network system. Okay, that particular analysis can be carried out in the GIS. Okay, I'm showing here one example, the pipe water supply network analysis carried out by Jal Tantra software, which is of IIT Bombay. It is carried out by Kamay sir, one of the faculty from our department. So this particular network analysis can be carried out within minutes on the GIS software. Okay, you have to get the GPS points of that location, and you have to connect those points. You can get the discharge and or other details which is required for any pipe water supply network. Okay. In case of watershed management, uh, if you look at the civil engineering and applications of GIS, majority of applications are in watershed management. Okay. uh, some GIS softwares, they will automatically delineate the watershed. They will automatically trace the streams from the available data. Okay, so that particular watershed management can be effectively carried out by using the GIS software. Okay, this particular image, okay, it has carried out the watersheds. It has drawn the watershed automatically in the software in almost 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so this is how easily GIS can give you the outputs. Okay. In town planning, okay, town planning is another one important field of civil engineering. Okay. Uh, Nowadays, there is a huge development in GIS with respect to town planning and urban planning. Okay. So ArcGIS is three ArcGIS having one software ArcGIS Urban. Okay, where uh, 3D representation of the utilities, buildings is available, and you can carry out different analysis by using ArcGIS Urban. Okay, in your even in regular GIS maps, this communication between the utilities, residential areas, okay, that can be effectively carried out. That analysis can be carried out, and based on that, you can make changes in your planning, right? Besides going on the paper, if you take in the software, there will be very easy analysis of different communications. Okay. Again, in transportation engineering, the road network analysis, the traffic, the different routes, which route can be adopted, all these things can be studied in GIS. I'm not going in very much detail, but these analysis can be carried out in GIS. In structural engineering also, there are some applications. You can go for the 3D modeling, you can go for the mm, historical data. If you put the historical data in the GIS, that will give you the location which is seismically active, which is not active, and based on that you can go for the structural analysis. Some softwares will give you the height and depth ratio. Based on that, you can go for different structural analysis. Another one important and nowadays very emerging field in civil engineering is disaster management, and there is a huge application of GIS in disaster management. Obviously, now we are also living in one disaster situation. Many of you are aware about the Disaster Management Act, which is being implied. Okay, so pandemic is a disaster. So to represent that particular disaster in GIS, National Disaster Management Authority have developed one GIS interface to show the locations, which locations are active, which locations are in containment zone, what exactly the situation, how are confirmed cases, okay, and along with the charts and figures, more or less like dashboard, okay. Uh, Almost 1 or 1.5 months ago, no, in April, I have received one WhatsApp message. There is some website in outside the India. That website is showing GIS dashboard of India, and people were circulating that now India has got his dashboard, COVID-19 dashboard. No, before that, Government of India through NDMA has prepared the GIS interface. Before that, there was dashboard available, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So dashboard was available, GIS interface was available. Okay, the only problem was it was not disseminated properly to the common people, right? So National Disaster Management Authority is working on this particular aspect, and they are extensively using GIS. Okay. Another thing, another information I would like to give you: each district in India has to prepare a disaster management plan every year. Every year, okay. प्रत्येक वर्षी प्रत्येक जिल्ह्याला त्याचा डिझास्टर मॅनेजमेंट प्लॅन तयार करावा लागतो. बट मेनी ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट they didn't go for this particular activity. They do not prepare their disaster management plan. Okay, there are some limitations in preparing those plans because there are number of factors, there are number of different natural hazards that you have to add into your plan. Okay, the outbreak, the biological disaster has also need to include in that plan, right? But as these natural hazards are many, there are different aspects, there are different points that has to add the plan. That plan becomes very lengthy. Okay, if you prepare a plan on the paper, that plan will become very lengthy, right? But if you prepare that disaster management plan in GIS by putting different layers, there is one layer of the topography, there is one layer of the geology, there is one layer of the land use, land cover, one layer of the rainfall pattern. If we combine all these layers, we can get where exactly the where exact localities where landslide can occur, where flooding can occur. Okay, there are some simple analysis in GIS If you carry out that analysis, you will come to know after this amount of rainfall, how much area will be submerged if the water level rise by uh, any centimeter. So that analysis can be carried out in GIS. Okay. So now onwards, we have very much we have opportunities to use this GIS in the disaster management plan. The link is given below. You can visit that particular site and you can check the GIS interface of COVID-19. Okay. The softwares. Okay. There are number of softwares which are available in the market. ArcGIS is most famous, most widely used software for GIS. Obviously, it is a purchase software, right? There is another one software. I made bold those software which are commonly used. Global Mapper. It is another one software which is more user friendly and which is more used for the representation purpose, map representation purpose. Okay. Map View and Surfer. Surfer is another one software which is used, very basic software. If you want to start with GIS, you can start with the Surfer. Okay. Then QGIS. QGIS is another one famous software which is freeware. Okay. Majority of analysis which can be carried out in ArcGIS or in Global Mapper, that can be carried out in QGIS. So QGIS has huge uh, analytical methods that you can use freely. Okay. There is another one associated plugin for QGIS is GrassGIS, through which you can carry out different uh, the GIS terrain mapping. Okay. Then ADAS image, it is not exactly the GIS software, but it is the image processing software in which you can process the satellite data. Okay, satellite data that you receive, right? Okay, what are career prospects of GIS? Obviously, it is an emerging field. Okay, in last summit of GIS by Planning Commission, there was one summit in which Planning Commission was also involved. They have suggested that GIS can be combined with the BIM, Building Information Modeling. Okay, if we combine these two software, there will be tremendous applications of that combined software. Okay, so GIS is emerging field in case of India, and there are different applications that you can carry out. Okay, strong job prospect due to various applications. If you go in any field in civil engineering, there is application of GIS. So if you have additional knowledge of GIS, your career prospect will be high. Okay. See, this is one skill. Okay. If you have this skill, your job prospect will be increased. Competitive salaries that are rising, right? A simple graduate with GIS can increase your salary a lot. Okay, so there are competitive salaries nowadays, they are rising. Previously there was no such a market of GIS, but nowadays due to its application, due to different plugins that GIS is having, it can carry analysis in almost every field. So there are tremendous applications. A variety of work to suit all style. I will give you one example, not from civil engineering, but uh, tiger census was carried out in India, or it is generally carried out, okay, periodically. That tiger census is carried out by using GIS. What they do is they either tag that particular tiger or they fix the GPS device on that particular tiger, and it can be seen on the GIS software. Then they track their path, right? How those tigers are moving, where they are moving, are they moving for water? Based on that, they carry out some analysis. Based on that, they go for the some water structure to prepare in that locality so that tiger will not move. If you take example for Sahyadri Tiger Reserve, those tigers were moving in Konkan region. So to restrict their movement, they started to develop some water structure, हातपंप बसवणे किंवा एक छोटासा तलाव तयार करणे, असे काही स्ट्रक्चर त्यांनी तयार केले जेणेकरून ही टायगरची मुवमेंट रिस्ट्रिक्ट करता येईल. हे कशावरनं स्टडी करतात? हे सुद्धा GIS सॉफ्टवेअर मध्ये स्टडी करता येतं. सो राईट फ्रॉम बायोलॉजी to civil engineering to archaeology to geology, all different fields are having GIS applications. Okay, and obviously a chance to make a difference. And this difference I would again emphasize on disaster management plan. If disaster management plans are prepared in the GIS software, if those plans, if those maps are user friendly, if those maps are interactive, then obviously there will be tremendous applications usage. Okay, so you can make a difference by making your career or by taking this particular skill in your career. Okay, so I'm not going in detail which company, in which company you can join, because it is a skill associated with civil engineering. Okay, some many people, they are doing their career only in GIS, but we are talking about GIS skill in civil engineering. Okay, so you can create a difference. I think uh, I have discussed basic about GIS. See, I cannot go in its technical detail because it will take more time. Okay, that is altogether a different subject. So I cannot cover technical aspects of GIS. Okay, but there is Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, ISRO, Outreach Program Center is now established in Department of Civil Engineering, Gharda Institute of Technology. Okay, so you can learn different GIS courses here, and what is characteristic is all these courses are free courses. Okay, majority of them are free courses. You can freely study the GIS through this particular outreach center. The courses are learner centric e-learning, right? So you can attend these courses from your home. You can, but the only thing you have to have computer or laptop. Okay, advanced learning of GIS and remote sensing, there are some courses which are basic from which you can start, and some courses which are applied and advanced. Okay, you may get a chance to interact with the scientists from ISRO and IIRS. Okay, there are frequent sessions from this particular organization. In that session, you can interact with the scientists from IIRS. Additionally, the guidance from our side can be given in these courses. If you have any problem, if you have any queries, you can communicate to us. We will solve that query. We will try to solve that. Okay, so there will be additional guidance. If you carry out a GIS course independently, then there will be no one to supervise your progress in that particular course. Okay, so this particular IRS outreach program, it is available. There are some upcoming courses I have enlisted here. Okay, I have enlisted up to December 2020, right? There are some 1 week, 2 week courses. Some are large courses of 14 weeks. You can attend that course, right? So these courses we are offering through the outreach center. Okay, if you want more detail about these courses, how to enroll, how to select GIT center during form filling, please contact to our HOD sir, Dr. SK Patil. The phone number is given. You can contact to him and you can get the extra knowledge. You can contact me also for detailed procedure, right? We have a working group of GIS, 3-4 faculties. Currently, we are working on the GIS. We are using different softwares. Okay. Uh, we have carried out some projects also through by using GIS. Okay, I listed out some projects. Okay, we are also arranging different workshops, seminars for GIS, right? So I request all of you to take advantage of this outreach center, to take advantage of these courses that we are offering, the programs that we are offering, right? Particularly, I request to diploma student. For them, GIS will be completely new. For degree student, at least they have some introductory part in the surveying. So I request all diploma student to please join these ISRO courses. Okay, it will give you more additional information. Okay, so I think I will stop my session, right? So if you have any query, if you have any doubt, please ask